All right, let's move on to the next edition of Futbol versus Soccer. Who has the better playoff format between the two leagues? Major League Soccer or is it Liga MX?
Before I answer, can I just state the obvious, please? I absolutely hate both playoff structures. I hate how mediocrity is rewarded. If you look at MLS, 52% of the teams make it to playoffs. 14 of, I believe, 27 teams. If you look at Liga MX, 12 of 18, that's 66.6% of the teams. I absolutely hate that. I hate how it dilutes and diminishes a regular season. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. That said, I'd much rather go the Major League Soccer route where it's one game, one and done each phase. So you reward the higher seed, you play a 90-minute game, whatever happens, happens, on to the next. Instead of a tactical chess match, 180 minutes affair that we see where it's cagey, it's nervy, it's not really exciting that we tend to get sometimes in Liga MX or these two-legged affairs. So I would go with the Major League Soccer structure.
So I love the one and done. I love, like, when MLS went the switch from two legs to one leg. How much in 2019 were we all raving about that playoff format? I mean, we love that change. So on format, I love it. One and done is always going to be ahead of a two-leg format for me. The 14 out of 27, I know we kind of, we criticize MLS a little bit, but that's really along the standards of like NBA or NHL, right?
Seb, this is the second time you brought out the NBA or the NFL. And MLB, you're going to bring up MLB. Like, that's not how world football is.
You going to let me finish my point? The point is, NHL, you let half the teams in. It's not a problem. NBA, you let half the teams in. It's not a problem. I don't mind that because it keeps everybody involved. Liga MX has gone too far. When 2 out of every 3 teams are making the playoffs, as you say, 66.6%. I'm glad you got a calculator there. You can figure that out. Yes, I think that's way too much. The other thing I don't really like about the Liga MX format, Herc, is the tiebreaker. And it really never bothered me until really the final was set this year. Because it felt like almost every Liga matchup was decided by the position in the table. And I think of all the things that I look at now with the Mexican League and the playoff format, that's the thing that bothers me the most.
That's funny coming from an Americanista. I mean, many think the rule was changed.
Well, it didn't help them this year, did it? It didn't help them this year.
It didn't help them this year. It would have helped them last year. But you're right. That's another thing that's tough, especially being on this side when you're accustomed. And now let me be the one to bring up baseball, to bring up hockey, to bring up basketball, to bring up the NFL. Ties aren't sexy, and you don't want to see a tie in a playoff structure. You don't want to see a tie at the biggest moment when everybody's watching.
No, absolutely not.